What's up, guys? Today's video is going to be strictly on how to get commercial clients, whether that is specifically like my business for power washing, window cleaning, could be landscaping, janitorial, whatever it is, but this is how to get commercial clients. All right, so I'm going to tell you a little breakdown of how I got my first clients, kind of what I did, and then we'll go into what works and then what I do today. So let's get into it. All right, so when I first started, I had no knowledge of getting clients, whether that's residential or commercial. But then when I got into it, commercial is way harder. You walk into a building and you're like, who runs this place? How do I get the person to contact? A lot of unknowns in that industry. So how I first did it, kind of just not knowing, I just started. So I went to FedEx. I created some basic flyers saying power wash, window clean, my number. I live in a downtown city, so I went around to all the bars, restaurants around lunchtime, and I just, hey, here's for the manager, here's for the owner. This is what we do, power wash and window cleaning. And literally that same weekend, I got 5 yeses because I priced it so cheap. I didn't know how to price, but we'll get into that all later. But literally walking in and talking to the owners and managers. And that's how I got my first foot in the door. And then we later scaled to bigger commercial buildings, apartments, hotels, warehouses, anything you can name commercial. All right, so let's break down my favorite technique and the most effective, which is door knocking, but door knocking commercial. So you're walking into these buildings, you're specifically asking for the property manager, the general manager, or the maintenance facility guy, kind of person that makes the decisions in regards to windows, landscape, anything that happens on the property that needs to be done, maintenance, things like that. So what I recommend and what I do now is, if you're not good with Photoshop, making flyers or whatever that is, obviously get someone that is, pay for it because it is worth it to create you a flyer that is professional, has everything on it. The key things in your flyer that you need to have that are a game changer is, well, starting out, you can't really have it, but what we have today is we have our current clientele, big names. You want your trophy clients on there saying, hey, this is who we service. You want obviously your services and a little bit of before and after pictures so they can get a visual of what you guys do. So that's kind of a bit on flyers. Going further into that, the best days. There are certain days that work best when door knocking commercial. Obviously, you're not going to go in on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Owners, general managers aren't there. It's the busy time. So the key days are going to be, it's going to be hard if you work a job, but if you can make it work, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays in the morning time. We go to bars and restaurants, and majority of the time they're closed, but I know the owner or the manager's there doing paperwork, doing business. So I'll literally knock on the door until someone answers, and usually that's a person in charge. Like, hey, I know you're closed, but this is what we do. We'd love to provide you a free quote. Kind of start selling from there. So Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, early morning, lunchtime is the best time to go in, or the exact minute they're open when no one else is there and the GM or owner's available to talk. All right, so my second favorite would be simply cold calling. Starting out, if you have some money, doing whatever, hire a cold caller. That's what they do all day. Obviously, the more calls you make, the more money you make. But if you're starting out, which is totally fine, has the same effect, is you can literally go on ChatGPT, Google, whatever it is, and target the clientele you want to target. And just call them and ask to be a part of their vendor list. So for example, something we do is we're like, hey, ChatGPT, make a list of general contractors and home builders in my area. They all pop up, and literally just call them. And you could do the same thing for realtors, You can do the same thing for property management companies because they have a huge clientele of different commercial properties, strip malls, things like that. And anything commercial, just ask ChatGPT or Google in your area and give them a call. And I'm gonna give you the sales script that works perfectly. So what you say in this cold call is a couple things. You're either going to get the manager directly or you're going to get the front desk girl, receptionist. So there's two ways to go about it. Number one is you're going to say, hey, can you point me in the right direction of becoming a vendor? And they'll either say yes, give you all the information on how to do so, or they'll transfer you to the decision maker. And then from there, they'll ask, what services do you provide? Where are you located? Things like that. And you go and just jump through the hoops. So, hey, can you point me in the right direction of becoming a vendor? Oh yeah, what services do you? We provide commercial power washing, window cleaning, gum, stain removal, dumpster pad cleaning, go into your services. And 95% of the time, they say, shoot me an email. Would love to get you on the vendors list. And that's where it goes from there. So the more calls you make, the easier it becomes. The thing that I do like best with cold calling like this is you're not calling random homeowners where they're hanging up on you. Because they're a business, they have to take your call. So 90% of the time, the phone gets answered. So it's a really good shot right there. All right, so the third best option, well, they're all the best. They're all really good. You should do all of them. But the third thing is LinkedIn. You need to be on LinkedIn. The reason I did LinkedIn is because a guy named Gary Vee, who's a big entrepreneur guy, gives out a bunch of free game. I was heavy on TikTok, Instagram, things like that. But LinkedIn is the social media for the business atmosphere. This is where all the decision makers are at, all the business owners, restaurant owners, property managers, general managers of commercial buildings. This is where they're all at. This is where they all get vendors, where they get new hires. This is where they run their business. So what you do is, what I recommend and what I did is I went hard. I locked down for 30 days straight. I got my LinkedIn profile down with all the wording, summaries, our services, put our flyers on there, as well as content. So I post 1 to 2 pieces of content a day. See what works for you, either videos or even pictures just work well with a great description. So if you lock down on that heavily, and then what you also do on LinkedIn is on the search bar, it's like a sniper rifle, right? So you can pinpoint what areas you want to focus on. So for example, if you want to go for property managers, Arizona, property managers in certain cities, whatever area you're in, you can search restaurant owners, restaurant managers, and it'll all pop up and you click follow, or you click connect. So connect really means is you're like poking them, and it gives a notification on their end, and you can also submit a note, which is a couple sentences. And when you connect with them, that note needs to be really good, but not a whole paragraph. No one's reading paragraphs, right? So I'm gonna give you my free script on LinkedIn when messaging people, and that is, for example, hey Susan, we wash buildings here in Arizona, would love to be of service. Keep it 1 to 2 sentences because nobody's gonna read a paragraph. So here's another example. Hey Susan, we are the premier power washers in Arizona. Can you point me in the direction of becoming a vendor? So you're leaving it open on their end. You're not overflowing them with information. You want to be quick with it, like a sniper rifle, in and out, because you just copy and paste all day long. I was sending about 100 messages a day for 30 days. And I've got some of my biggest clientele through there. Some of the biggest buildings, biggest high rises, parking garages, commercial strip malls, things like that. All right, so the fourth option, which is, you should do all of them again, but the fourth thing on the list would be referrals. How do you get commercial referrals? Obviously, you do good work once you get your foot in the door with other clients. Our first referral is we did a great job on a restaurant, concrete cleaning, window cleaning, things like that. And we did such a great job from the previous person. They obviously know other restaurant owners, right? So they're like, hey, my friend's looking at this other restaurant. Boom, do a good job from there. And then it just kind of keeps rolling like that. But another killer way is we start getting, building connections with other people in kind of the same industries, right? So janitorial companies, painters, kind of anyone in the service-based business that also services commercial buildings, right? So what we do is same thing, we cold call them. So we'll ask ChatGPT, put Google, hey, janitorial business is my area, painters, HVAC guys, whatever it is, and be like, hey, would love to partner with you guys. We provide this service. If you guys know any buildings that are in need of this, we'd give you a referral fee. And that fee could kind of be whatever, $100, $500, take them out to lunch, whatever it is, and just build that relationship. But you have to also pull your weight, right? So they're not just gonna give you all these leads and then you don't provide anything for them. So you have to also go out there to your clientele. Hey, this is my friend. He provides janitorial, he provides painting, whatever you need. I trust him. He's done great work, and give him more work. So it's a two-way street. You both have to provide referrals to each other, and then it keeps growing off each other, right? You just keep growing off each other. So yeah, anyone else in the service industry, you can either cold call them, become partners, and be like, hey, this is my clientele. Would love to refer you all to them in exchange for you guys to do the same, right? So referrals is a big thing. We also send out emails, be like, hey, we're giving out a bonus for any referrals that you give us. And a lot of these people, they have sister properties, right? Or sister restaurants, whatever it is. And they either manage multiple properties. So that's a sweet thing about commercial. You do good you do good service on one. They're like, hey, I have 3 more properties that need the same service. And it kind of keeps growing from there. For example, we did awesome work at a high-rise window cleaning in downtown Phoenix. And we send lunch, we send Dutch Bros, kind of gifts to the office. And something that really blew our name up is he's a big manager in the downtown area. And little did we know, there's a group chat amongst different companies in the area. And he put, hey, our company Always Clean, you guys should use them. They're a great company, great service, great pricing. And I got 3 phone calls in the same week, just from a text and a group chat. So referrals go a long way. It's all about building relationships, good service. What can you do to stand out? So that's a little breakdown of how I got commercial leads. No one explains how to do it. So if you have any questions, like, comment, DM us on Instagram. Yeah, that's the sauce. That's what works. And it's a lot simpler than it sounds if you just put in the work to go do it, door knock, call, and it's all relationship based. So like, subscribe, any questions, let me know. Giving all the game for free. Out.